Abortion is the greatest injustice to ever happen to women in all of human history.
Christians don't mean to impose what we believe on anyone, but this nation was founded as a Christian nation.
If I were not to stand up and fight for the defenseless, I couldn't even call myself a man.
Welcome to the modern anti-abortion movement. Months after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, 16 states have banned almost all abortions. But that's not enough for this new generation of activists.
Join us to make abortion unthinkable and unavailable, and make abolishing abortion your family legacy.
With the presidential elections looming, how strong is this movement? And what are they still fighting to achieve? We're here in Washington, D.C. to meet with a group of young anti-abortion activists who are coming in from Virginia Tech. They're here for the March for Life, which is the largest anti-abortion gathering in the country. The march originally started with the goal of overturning Roe v. Wade. Now that Roe has been demolished, the march is trying to figure out what's next. John LeBron is one of the leaders of the group. He's been going to the March for Life for years.
I'm sorry I've forgotten your name.
Carter.
Carter,
nice to meet you.
right. Let's go!
Hokies! Let's go! Hokies!
Come on. That's the school cheer, and we do that all the time. Should I find a seat?
Yeah, go sit here. How did you come to realize you were opposed to abortion?
Good question. My family is pro-life. They've been taking me to marches for a very long time, and I can't stand for the injustice of having the right to life deprived to some.
As a man, what do you see your role as in the anti-abortion movement?
Yeah. I believe that you can't call yourself a man if you won't stand up for injustice, and that abortion is the greatest injustice that our society has had in a very long time. And so if I were not to stand up and fight for the defenseless, I couldn't even call myself a man.
There are people who would say that as a man, you shouldn't have a voice in this.
I understand. And it's my opinion that when there is societal injustice, you can't care what people think as long as you're fighting for the right cause.
That side?
Yeah!
Changing laws to protect human life is a noble and necessary cause, but you know what? Even more important is changing hearts and minds. And make no mistake, we will march until abortion is unthinkable.
So we're here at the march, and it's a bit less well attended than in past years. Obviously, it's freezing cold out, but there's also the question of whether or not people still feel that the march is necessary now that Roe has been overturned.
I'm 22.
I'm 23. I'm 23.
So why are y'all here at the March for Life today?
I march because I just believe in the beauty of human life from the moment of conception. Abortion is the greatest injustice to ever happen to women in all of human history. To trick her into telling her that ending the life of her own child is going to make her life easier, is going to make her life better, is the worst lie that we could ever tell them.
I just don't believe the lie that women are incapable. I feel like my mom had me from a young age. I just want women to know that they can do it, and there's help out there, just like my mom found help.
So I'm just here to speak for women, honestly, and speak for the unborn who can't speak for themselves.
Abortion hurts women!
Women deserve better!
One more time. Abortion hurts women!
Women deserve better!
Woo! Yeah.
The March for Life is generally extremely young. There are a lot of colleges and universities and schools that will bus their students in to attend the march. A lot of times these schools are Christian in some way. You can see all of these different flags from the various schools that are represented here at the march. The United States has recently been rocked by stories of women being denied medically necessary abortions.
I didn't want to watch her suffer. It would be very hard. She would have had to be placed directly onto hospice. There was no treatment that could be done.
But for many marchers, even in complicated cases, there can be a simple solution: prayer.
I'm a Benedictine monk from St. Vincent Archabbey in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
In your view, when should abortion be legal?
I don't think abortion should be legal at all because it is murder.
What about in instances where someone's health or life might be at risk if they continue a pregnancy?
I would say that I would want to pray with that person. I would want to talk with that person. I would want to let her know that she's seen, known, loved, and supported, and be there to pray for her and to support her in any material way that I could as well.
You know, we've all heard in the media these stories of women who have come forward and said that they were denied medically necessary abortions. In those situations, what do you think should have happened?
Honestly, in those type of situations, like, prayer is powerful, and you just have to pray and, like, continue to do everything you can to save your baby and yourself, and just continue.
For many marchers here, the 2024 election, and above all, voting for an anti-abortion president, is mission critical. How are you feeling about the 2024 elections?
I think they're critical. I think they're very important. I think there are so many biblical issues on the line.
Like what?
Life, traditional family, religious freedom.
The United States has people of many different beliefs and faiths living here. Do you feel like, as someone who's representing an organization that is encouraging Christian values and biblical beliefs, that you might be interfering with other people's religious beliefs or their values?
Christians don't mean to impose what we believe on anyone, but this nation was founded as a Christian nation. The foundation of this nation, the Constitution, is based around the Christian faith. I think the laws of this country need to be based in biblical values in order to have a functioning society.
Thank you. How are you feeling about the year ahead? What do you feel like the anti-abortion movement should be focusing on as we go into 2024, into the 2024 elections?
I think that as a pro-life movement on the political side, we need to make sure that we have a clear message about what we believe, why we believe it, and that those representing our position, they have that understanding. For us on the ground, just more work changing the culture.
That work of changing the culture continued the very next morning.
Good morning and welcome to the 2024 National Pro-Life Summit in Washington, D.C. Let's give an applause for being warm this morning.
If the March for Life is a show of force, then the National Pro-Life Summit is meant to give young anti-abortion activists the specific education they need to fight against abortion in the coming year. Organized by Students for Life of America, the summit is a who's who of abortion opponents, where major organizations can speak directly to the young people who make up their ground game.
Abortion is not this nuanced, complicated thing. It's wrong. It kills an innocent child. And any mom in a high-risk pregnancy that threatens, her life, we can take care of them both and love them both. And you get that. So maybe that's your question today. I want you to listen. I want you to go to the booths. I want you to sign up for the emails, get the merch, feel inspired by the work that's happening here.
Students for Life of America is led by Kristen Hawkins, an influential anti-abortion activist with a national following. The group serves more than 1,400 chapters on school campuses, while Hawkins has the ear of big-time anti-abortion politicians.
But after the primary's over, you vote pro-life. Yep. And you go get behind men and women that are going to stand for the right to life.
How does it feel to know that you will be the ones to end the violence of abortion, empowering mamas, saving babies from the pain and exploitation of the abortion industry? How does that feel? Today, you get to choose to do the great thing and join us to make abortion unthinkable and unavailable and make abolishing abortion your family legacy.
You've devoted your life to mobilizing young anti-abortion activists. What is the role of these youths, these students in the anti-abortion movement?
The role of these young people is to end abortion, to be the ones to finally end it. When you have young people come on board, victory is on its way. I want to see no abortions be legal ever.
Do you have any plans to work with Donald Trump again or campaign for him in 2024?
Of course, we've been disappointed by some of the comments that President Trump has made recently. But I know, as president, if Donald Trump would be elected again, the people he would appoint to his presidential administration would not be abortion activists. Hands down, that's a guarantee. And they're going to be coming to Washington, D.C. to protect the people, and the people includes the preborn children.
In every struggle between good and evil, we know the enemy's outrage can be wielded as a powerful weapon. The key to victory always lies in those who persist. We will fight, and we will fight again until we accomplish the great thing of abolishing abortion in our lifetime.
Total abortion bans are wildly unpopular in the United States. But abortion opponents spent half a century fighting Roe, and they won that battle. This next generation of activists aren't giving up on the war anytime soon.